Hey yo, it's Sergeant Leo here today, and we're playing some Silent Hunter for Wolves of the Pacific. I think it's... shoot. I don't... It's Silent Hunter for Wolves of the Pacific U-boat missions. So now we have the U-boat campaign. We're not going to deal with that, though, because I don't really care about it. And the other reason we're not playing Silent Hunter 4 Wolves of the Pacific, just the normal one, is it doesn't look as good. The graphics quality is just not as good as this one, in my opinion. So we're going to stick with this one. Let's check out the gameplay settings. We're going to go full-blown realistic. Because why not? I mean, we want to play a realistic game, so everything's unrealistic. And I will explain how everything works when we get there. We're not quite there yet. Okay, back. Graphics settings, I think, yep, we're all on high. Back. American career, we're going to do that. You guys are actually going to find out my real name this time. It is not Sergeant Leo. So surprising. It is Scott English. Campaign 1941. We want to be in this war as long as possible so we can get as many medals and increase in rank and just be natural kick-ass submarine commanders. Pearl Harbor. Why not? Now we have 3 classes. And I am going to read the description off of them from Wikipedia, because that's just how good I am. Should have known this history ahead of time, but I am a bum, and bums are lazy. Hence, why I'm a bum. Okay, so we have a poor boys class. Poor boys. Totally misspelling that. And mispronouncing. Bleh. Not even gonna say it. Okay. Poor boys class submarine. They were submarines built for the United States Navy in the late 1930s and incorporated a number of modern features that would make them the basis for subsequent Salmon, Sargo, Tambor, Gato, Baleo, and Tench classes. Based in the enlarged in cachalots, I think that's how it's pronounced. Enlarged to incorporate additional main diesels and generators. The Portsmouth boats were all riveted. In general, they were around 300 feet long and diesel electric powered. Displacement was 1,934 tons, submerged for the first 4 boats, 1,998 tons for the later ones. Pretty much means that's their weight when they're underwater, with all their, with all the waters in the chambers that helps them sink but still stay afloat. So, the all-electric drive was troublesome. In this arrangement, the boat's 4 main diesel engines drove only electric generators, which supplied power to electric motors attached to the propeller shafts. So in other words, the diesel engines created the electricity. However, they had no say in the propulsion from the generators. What powered the propellers and stuff and the propeller shafts was the actual electric motors. So pretty much all the diesels do is recharge the batteries. And when you're submerged, you use even more power because you don't have the diesels running because there's no exhaust. When you are surfaced, you have all the energy in the world that you could ever want. Okay, for submerged propulsion, massive storage batteries supplied electricity to the motors. Problems arose with flashover and arcing in the main motors. There was also a loss of 360 horsepower in transmission to the electrical system. Their Winton Model 16201A 16-cylinder diesels are also proved problematic and were eventually replaced with 12278As. So, in other words, this is probably one of the very first submarines that the United States ever used, per se, in war. So, let's move on to the Tambor class. I'm going to read that Wikipedia off for you, too. Tambors, from what I understand, are pretty much what served the United States Navy for the first 1.5 to 2 years of war before we got the Gato class. Tambor. Yes. Let me go back to Wikipedia, because that's just how reliable it is. It says, used primarily during World War II. First practical fleet submarine and it formed the core of the United States Pacific submarine fleet at the time the U.S. entered into World War II. Preliminary designs. Not going to read all of these. Let's see. It's a diesel-electric submarine, just like the Porpoise. Displacement is, I think, a little lighter than... Oh, no, never mind. It's 2,370 tons, long tons. I don't know what the difference is. When it's submerged, it is 307 feet long, so it is 7 feet longer than your Porpoise. Or P-Class, if you want to call it. Propulsion, 4 diesel engines driving electrical generators, 2 126-cell Sargo batteries, 4 high-speed General Electric motors with reduction gears, 2 shafts, blah, blah, blah. Speed, 20.4 knots surfaced, 8.75 knots submerged, and range is 11,000 nautical miles at 10 knots, which is half speed. Endurance, 48 hours submerged. And the maximum depth it can go is 250 while still being safe. It can go further, but you will crack the hull. That's never a good thing. Complement is 6 officers and 54 enlisted to efficiently run the boat. And the armament is 10 by 21-inch torpedo tubes, 6 forward, 4 aft, 24 torpedoes, 1 3-inch 76mm and 50 caliber deck gun, and 40mm Bofors and Orlincoln 20mm cannon. So that is your Tambor class submarine. We're going to go with the Tambor, and I'm not going to explain the other one because I don't want this episode to be 9 minutes of me explaining what the hell a submarine is. So yeah, that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with Tambors because I just took 4 minutes to explain that. Difficulty, normal. I'm not insane. I'm not going to go hard. It'd be ridiculous. We're going to start with 1,000. Renown, you get renown when you sink ships and you complete tasks. It's pretty much your payment. I don't know why they don't say dollars, but whatever. Here we go. I thought that would have been a cutscene. I'm wrong. We're here. Lieutenant Commander Scott English. You have been approved for the command of USS Trout, a Tambor-class submarine, assigned to the Pearl Harbor. Okay. Report to duty at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, no later than December 9th, 1941. As you know, we are already in the war. We entered the war December, I think it's 8th, 1941, because we were attacked on December 7th, 1941. We entered the war a day later. So, now we're here.
Gentlemen, as you already know, we are at war. I quote the President of the United States. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy, the United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The attack has effectively eliminated our entire battleship force for the time being. As a consolation, it has failed to catch any of our aircraft carriers in port, while the submarines and fuel reserves have escaped unharmed. During the past years, the Japanese military was engaged in a seemingly endless war against China, badly needing oil and other raw materials. Since we halted the trade with Japan, they schemed to seize the oil and mineral-rich East Indies and Southeast Asia. A Japanese attack into the Indies, Malaya, and the Philippines was expected, and plans prepared for it. But obviously, we have not prepared enough for an attack of this magnitude. The attack against Malaya has materialized yesterday, and last night the Japanese forces also attacked Hong Kong, Guam, the Philippines, and Wake Island. This morning, the Japanese continued with an attack on Midway. The Japanese offensive is extending throughout the Pacific, with the submarine force left mostly to itself. We need to act accordingly. For the time being, we will conduct operations as follows. Boats based in Pearl Harbor will patrol in Japanese home waters and also reconnoiter the Marshall Islands, as it's presumed that Japanese forces are massing in that archipelago for a second attack on our bases. Manila-based boats will deploy to guard the vital island of Luzon against approach by enemy forces. Individual patrol orders will be received from your commander.
So you heard him. We're at war, and our base of operations is Pearl Harbor. But our, pretty much where our area of combat will be either at, I think, Midway. We will be pretty much reconnaissance, looking for enemy ships, supplies, and enemy fleets that are somewhat en route to Midway. And secondly, we will be patrolling their home waters, sinking all transports in sight, making their lives hell and making it difficult for them to resupply their troops. So here we are. We're in the commander's room. We're in first-person perspective. Let's check it out. Let's go to this. This is the settings, your options. Gameplay settings. We are going to change this to realistic. because that's what we do. We want this to be as realistic and as hard as possible. Save game, load game, same thing, blah blah blah. That right there is your mission. You click on this, you get a mission, and you do it. And you don't come back to port until you do it, or you just fuck it up. That's how you exit the game, or exit the menu. We're not going to do that. Here's your classifications. You have Gato, you have Porpoise class, Salmon class, and Tambor. We are at the Tambor right now. We have a little duck fin, or I guess a platypus tail at the end. It helps with submerging. Gato class is pretty much the best class, but we don't get that for a while because it's 1941, and Gato wasn't invented until I think 1942 or 3, maybe 4. I don't really know. That thing looks like it's on fire. Does it not? It does look like it's on fire. Okay, here's our crew. This bar right here signifies the skill level of all 3 of these gentlemen combined. So, fairly good. These 2, not really. Because this guy has no experience. So, he pretty much just stands there. This guy loads the tubes. They all load the tubes, but this guy kind of helps out. He's just like a second hand, like, hey, I need some help. Engine rooms, very efficient. Control room, pretty efficient. Coning tower, same. Forward torpedo room. Kinda. And then we have the deck watch. Fully efficient. Very effective men. Reason being we have no people on damage control team primarily is because we don't have any damage. There's no damage to the ship. But when we start to come under fire, what will happen is if I start taking damage, then I'll start pulling people from the deck watch. I won't ever pull commanders or petty officers, but I will always pull seamen because, I mean, they're kind of just like throw-arounds around the ship. You don't really need them. They're just there for the help because they don't really have any training in anything. So what I usually pull from is first is the deck watch for the most part, the machine guns, because when we're submerged and stuff, you don't need them. But if we are surfaced, I will rarely pull from there. Usually I will pull from the aft torpedo rooms, and I'll start throwing them in there to fix it. So that's how that works. We have no promotions and no medals to give out. We haven't even hit the waters yet. This is where we buy our stuff to upgrade our submarines. So we have the 50 cals. We can upgrade our machine guns right away. We can upgrade our machine guns, pretty much. Just depends on how much you want to spend. Or we can upgrade... These are deck guns. Okay, whatever. Oh, this is the Bofer. Okay. Usually what I start out with upgrading first is my SD radar. Because... I was just making sure I hadn't spent it yet. The SD radar, it helps... it's a better radar than what you start out with. So pretty much you can detect aircraft at further ranges than usual, than you could before, and so on and so forth. So I bought that. Usually you get upgrades and stuff when you come back after doing missions. You also get medals and whatnot. Let's go to torpedoes. Mark 14, faster torpedo. It also has a longer range. And, oh, shoot. They're both propelled by steam. Funny story, I think, with that. I don't know if it's true or not. At one time, the submarine back in World War II had run out of propulsion for the torpedoes, but they still had a couple of torpedoes there. So, what they did is they took alcohol, and they took a certain mixture, and they put it in with the alcohol, and they used that as propulsion to propel the torpedoes. And remarkably, they actually sunk a ship, a Japanese ship, doing that. That could be true, it could be a false story, I don't really know. I just find it really funny. I'm pretty sure it's true, though. I could be confusing that story with something else, so don't completely take my word for that. We're going to use Mark 14s. They are all-around better torpedoes. The Mark 10s, I think we can store more of them, but for the most part, we're going to stick with the Mark 14s. But they're both free, so it doesn't really matter. And that's that. Okay, here's me, my lovely self, dressed as an enlisted man for some reason. We have the captain's log. Pretty much what happens here, what ships we sink, it gets written down. So yeah, we haven't done anything yet. This is the medal box. we have no medals because we haven't done anything yet. We haven't even gotten a patrol yet. So now that I've explained this entire office, and pretty much it looks pretty gorgeous, not gonna lie. Let's get started. Let's start a mission. First operation order to Scott English, USS Trout. Funny thing about that, USS Trout, trout is actually a fish, and it was the very first fish I ever caught when I was 5 years old. I caught it with my dad, and I actually caught about, I think it was a 2-pound trout. So it's fairly big, not gonna lie. It's pretty cool. I don't remember any of it, but my dad remembers it, so yeah. Okay. Our objective. Your submarine will transport an agent of friendly intelligence services. Offer all support in the preparation of his mission. Proceed to Honshu Island where your passenger will infiltrate enemy territory. The secrecy of this mission is of utmost importance. Objective, agent insertion in... Yeah. So pretty much we are not sinking anything. We are just taking this guy over there to infiltrate Japan and get done and be intelligent over there and steal all their information. So let's get to it. Do we want to do a docked tender? Sure. Let's take a look at the base. Start docked at tender. And we will sail out of Pearl Harbor. And yeah, that's what we'll do. So we're in extreme realism mode. We have no 3D or outside perspective of the ship. This is pretty much our perspective right here, especially when we're submerged.
198 short range. Ship spotted. Bearing 65. Short range. Ship spotted.
Jesus, that can get annoying sometimes.
3-1 short range.
So this right here. Oh crap! What is this thing? Let's flip it on. See what it is. Can I flip it on? Turn the radar on. Why are you not turning it on? Okay, never mind. Well, that's the range. I think that's radar. Let's check sonar. This is sonar. This is the guy that was pointing all those things out. Blah 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 at blah 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 blah. So this is how we tell how far away a ship is and what direction it's at. So let's send a range. Visual. Wow, I've never messed with this before. Type. What is that? Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Send bearing. Uh-oh, did we just turn the ship? What the hell did we just do? I haven't messed with this in so long. Okay. So this is pretty much how we tell where ships are in relation to us. So, yeah. Okay. This would be our AA guns, machine gun. That's how you shoot at the enemy when they're bombing the fuck out of you. And it gets really annoying and you get really pissed off. Because you think it's cheap sometimes. Okie dokie. Let's sail this thing out of here. This is our submarine. This is about as much as we'll ever see of the submarine. Because we have no third person's perspective. It's all first person. So, there's a carrier over there. Pretty cool, not gonna lie. Ship's pretty detailed in this game, considering it is a ship-based game. Periscope, we're not gonna use that right now because we are on the surface. Navigation and command room. Navigation, you're pretty much just looking at a map. There's nothing really to it. So where are we right now? We are right here in this submarine dock. We need to go through here, so... shoot. Let's go up to the deck. How do I do this? Do I just... Can I do that? No, I can't. Alright. I'm going to plot this course because I'm terrible at steering this thing. And I will let the gentleman take over the boat. So we'll sail straight out, and then we'll go there, then there, then there, then to there, and we'll zoom out, because, shoot. That's how we'll do that. And then we'll continue to plot. We don't want to hit any coastal lines or anything. And we'll sail through the Hawaiian Islands and to our objective. Do we already have the gentleman on the boat? I hope we do. That would be unfortunate if we didn't. And that's where we'll put our waypoint, because I highly doubt we'll get there in the allotted amount of time that we have in this episode. So there is USS Arizona, bombed. Don't know what the hell is going on with that American flag. I think that's the USS Nope. USS Arizona. USS Texas, I think. I don't really know. I don't know my battleships very well. Let's see. Let's take a look at the melee here. Oh, fuck you. Yeah. There you go. Good job, sir. Ooh, that's loud.
Oh my goodness. Super combo.
Damn, kicking their asses. Must be fighting the presidents right now.
Oh, you got me.
Oh yeah, I got you for the
You
first
did a
time.
super combo in the very end.
You're a bitch. I don't even know what that is. Kill
I
them,
don't know.
please.
You kept me on